Good morning, welcome to Pieces Pat Paints. I'm Pat. I paint the pieces. You watch me paint the pieces. That's how it goes. That's pretty much the entire show right there. We tell jokes sometimes. We talk about strange stuff. Try not to talk about things that cause too much drama. We're like a happy-go-lucky kind of thing, man. We're not here to like harsh people's gigs or what is it? Mess with your vibe. Kids say vibe again. It was that was an old one. Like vibe, like saying you vibe with something when I was a kid. That was like it's kind of like, oh, you sound like a hippie. And now it's come back. It's really funny. I like cooked. That's one of the slangs that the kids be using now. Is cooked. I love it. Cooked like usually means like it can mean two things. Like if you're letting someone cook, then you're letting them do their thing and they're kicking some butt at it. But getting cooked means you got smoked. It means you got whooped. You got beat. I love it. I think that's I think that was a good one. Cooked. I love it. So anyway, I don't even know what the hell we're gonna do today. I was supposed to print some stuff. I didn't do that. I didn't even get around to buying that file. Honestly, I worked on my garden. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was supposed to do stuff, but instead, I went and lit my garden on fire. It's a lot of fun, honestly. So one cool things about living like out in the country is that like you can just light shit on fire, right? As long as you know what you're doing, and you don't start a freaking wildfire. Have plenty of water around, keep it contained. Set a perimeter and have plenty of people watching it. Make sure all the smoke is gone before you go walk away. Stir all the coals, anything that cold up, stir it around. Make sure you get lots of water on it, and you can light stuff on fire. So one of the best ways to clean and clear out an old garden, I keep looking at it. It's through my window there. Anyway, one of the best ways to clean out an old garden, to get it ready, is burn it. That sounds weird, but it's real. So we'll just burn that up, and then I'll go out there and I'll till it with tiller and mix all that nice now carbon rich stuff into the soil, and there we go. Maybe I might throw a couple other things in there if it feels like the soil is needed. And you can get soil testers nowadays for cheap, so you can do all that sort of stuff. Anyway, we're not here for gardening. We're here for painting. I should start another channel, maybe pieces or plants, pat plants. Produce pat plants. Maybe that. There you go. I have to do a vegetable garden thing and produce pat plants. That might be fun. Turn on that camera. Let me see my big fat arm. Oh, my cats have been in here again. I'm glad I'm wearing pants. Not that you'd see that. I have a big fat belly that hides everything. I won't for long though. I am slowly losing weight, which is great. Anybody that's in their weight journey, man, solid area, bro. Keep working at it. It's gonna be all right. I'm over 45 and I'm losing weight again. It can be done. It can be done. We can do it together. All right, open sign is on. So anyway, like I was saying, I have all this stuff all over my freaking table from all this Trench Crusade work, and I'm almost done with Trench Crusade. I have a few pieces left from the new Antioch stuff to do, and then I have this Paladin I'm working on, and I worked on some of it this weekend, but I didn't get it all done. I have a bunch of fun bits. I've got these great bits. Like these are a pair of like wire snippers for like a bob wire, and like that's a grenade, and I have like pouches. Like I got this pack that looks cool add-ons to it, so I can put stuff together, like a shovel and a knife, you know, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, so I had made this paladin. I'm working on this paladin, I should say. This dang thing. Every time I turn around, the cats break it, or I break it, or one of the children comes in here and accidentally touches it and it breaks. It's been kind of a pain. It's really weak right here. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue it in there, and then again, it's like the third time I glued this thing together. So I popped it off once. Cat just popped it off, and the kid popped it out. That's 3 times. So anyway, we're gonna just add probably some green stuff or something like that right here to kind of get this to set up better for us, so that we don't have any problems. Before I do that, I think I'm probably gonna. Looks like there's some furs I forgot to get. These little files are super handy, y'all. I'll put this back here so I don't knock it over. Same with this stuff. I put all this stuff up here so it looked fun for a photo. They're supposed to be all the way in the back, away from everything. I have a tendency to drop shit, so I try not to put anything like right where I might drop it. That's easier said than done, FYI. But yeah. There we go. Clear all that shit. We're almost to the point where I got to worry about saying that I'm too early. I got to wait 10 minutes before I can cuss. We are, for those of you who watch the channel and big fans of the channel, like, we are cruising. We've had more subscribers in the month of February than we've had in a long time. I think since September was the last time we had this many in a month, which is awesome. I really appreciate that. Anybody who has dropped by, given us a like, given us subscribes, watched us for any amount of time. There's some folks that share us, which is great. I think that stuff's awesome. I really appreciate it. I like everybody's interaction with this. That's kind of what I did it for. It's turned more into a personal project now, where I do this because I really kind of enjoy having a moment to talk and to the ether and record what I do for posterity, I guess. As you get older, you start realizing you're not going to be around forever. And so, like, I really enjoy this little show. Make sure I have any burrs on there. Good. Okay. Rough this up just a little bit. Be careful doing this. You don't want to warp it too much, but there's a little old glue stuck to some of this, and so we want to kind of just make sure it's gonna sit properly. We'll have to glue this, and we're gonna have to let it sit for a few moments. And then we'll spin up some probably green stuff. We're probably gonna need green stuff. We could theoretically do this with millput, but the green stuff has an ability to hold its shape a little bit better. Millput will kind of like sag around on you, so like if you're gonna like this stuff right here on his belt, he's a little dark, so it's kind of hard to see it, but on his belt, his harness here, so I put this little harness on him. You can see there in the back. Put this little harness on him so that he had like a just to set up. We could put all this stuff on him, and it looked more normal. You know what I mean? And he looks more like he's ready to go fight. But so I had to sculpt all that on there, so that's all sculpted out in Millput. It looks all right. It's a fun. This is a fun little gig. It was just something to do for funsies, honestly. So I think I'm gonna give him a radio. I thought I had printed one out, but I don't know what I did with it. I put one on another guy. This is another kit bash I'm working on. So see, he's got his radio on him. I was thinking about putting a radio on him, maybe just a backpack. I don't know. We'll see. Lots of options, lots of different things. You know, look at all these little grenades. I love these little things, smoke grenades and stuff. It's a really neat little kit bash set I bought to go for Trench Crusade stuff. I love beverages. I wonder if that's a normal thing. I like to drink different drinks. I like to have I usually have 2 different drinks going that are 2 different kinds of things. One of them is usually like a coffee or a soda or a juice or something like that, and then I always have a water somewhere, like a bottle of water, or like these are sparkling waters, or I have a bunch of different water all over the place. So weird. At least I think I'm weird. I go hang out with other people, and I'm like, man, why do you not have? You don't have water with you? Like, a bottle of water? Like, where? You didn't bring a bottle of water? No, you can't have any of mine. No, I'm kidding. I usually give people water if they need it. But I do always wonder, like, what? Why didn't you bring water? Did you bring a drink? And I say that, but like most of my friends are. I've got a lot of friends gone now. Still got a few good friends left. There's a few of us still kicking around. Man, that was a little sad. That's also okay, you know. The circle has to go the way it goes. It's just part of the day, part of the game, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. See, so we're gonna put like a ribbon or a sash right there. This may take a second. We're gonna have to make sure this dries before we let it go. This is one of the things about super glue that is not advantageous. I was talking about this the other day, and I made a few small points about it. But the way super glue works is it's got to evaporate the water in it to create the bond. So it takes time. You gotta be super patient. And the bond will start to create itself, and then you just gotta make sure the shape is right. It's sitting in the right spot, and it'll harden up. Now we gotta let that get hardened all the way up before we can add that sash, but it'll look good. We'll put a sash right here. We can kind of run it down around the post, or like a scroll. Like if this was Space Marines, make a purity seal with a big long paper on it or something like that. You know, oath of seals, and put that all over the stick, or over the spear. It's going ahead. We put that all over it, but you know that's not necessary for this guy. We're just gonna give him another little sash, little thing, kind of like his flag, and it'll look great. And this one's just for show. This is idea for a paladin, which in the game doesn't actually exist yet. Like they don't have stats or anything for it. So you know, maybe making it just to have one for funsies. Well, more just to show off on social media stuff. Yeah, all that social media really seems to help drive the channel forward, which is great. So I keep trying to do it. Okay, so now we're waiting for that to dry. We're gonna do some painting. I'm working on flames for this other kit bash unit I did. So I made a flamethrower unit, which because yes, flamethrower is fun. I tried to make it look kind of like the old trench lighters, you know, where it had the kind of the idea from it being a trench lighter. It didn't work out exactly the way I wanted it to, but it still ended up looking pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, we're gonna finish up some little parts to this. Hopefully we can get back to finishing up that kit bash on that paladin layer. If not, that's alright. Be real careful. Make sure you breathe in between. What sucks about something like this is that it really, it would have been easier if I'd have been able to paint this in like a sub-assembly situation, but I had to build this flamethrower from scratch, so there really wasn't a sub-assembly moment that would lend itself to painting the item. And that's kind of sometimes what you get with a kit bash. For those of you who are super new to hobbying, this kit bashing just means you're kind of taking different kits and bashing them together. This is technically, I guess technically you could call this a kit bash. It's also like a custom fabrication. So like, cause this piece of metal, where did it go? I cut it out of an old lantern. Like, I should have filmed that shit. That was funny as hell. So I just took my Dremel and I just cut this piece out of there, and I folded it on there, and it's been repainted, so it's not exactly the same brass as this is now. But yeah, it. So you know, it's a scratch build or fabricated, or there's a bunch of different words I guess you could use for what I did there. I mean, we just always call it kit bashing, but I don't know anymore. It seems like there's a 1,000 names for things, so it's kind of fun to play the name game. And I figure, you know, why not? Why not? Why shouldn't Pat participate? Man, I was thinking copper, but then I'm like, man, copper's super soft, but it would work, and it would be in keeping with what they would use. It's also good to have different colors running around. Really, any kind of time you can get some color breaks going on, is a good time, as long as it makes sense and works with your design, or throwing color breaks in just for the sake of having color breaks. It makes it look like a grocery store. That's the place where you see color breaks for no real apparent reason other than just to break the color. They're doing it for advertising purposes. If you ever walk down a cereal aisle, you'll see it really well displayed. They like to break up the colors on the different cereal boxes so that it doesn't look the same, especially where the kids cereals are. So super high color. And kids are drawn to the colors and the characters on the front of the boxes and stuff. They'll always try to do color breaking. You won't have the, like, two boxes of, you know, red colored boxes next to each other or whatever. You can do the same thing, and you can do the same thing in art, but you got to be careful with it in art because, like, again, if it's forced, it looks commercialized. Like with this situation, this makes sense. Painted that green just to kind of have a army green color, and it, more of a base deal. We've got a lot of work still left to go on a bunch of stuff. But this guy's gonna be super cool because I haven't seen a mechanized infantry unit with a flamethrower yet. We still got a lot to do on this flamethrower too. It is still, the flame's got long ways to go. And so much to do, so much to see. So much wrong with taking the back streets. So flame is very, very interesting to paint. There's so many different takes on it. With this situation, because of where it's starting, we want this to all be really bright, starting out almost white. And then it'll start fading into those other colors. Dang near white, especially in the core of it. This flame was actually leftovers from our Ronnie project and a little bit of millput. And a wire to kind of help keep it set. We definitely want the interior of this to really stand out till about right in here. And we can start changing that interior over to the yellower colors we're going to pull through the top. And you can kind of see where I've gotten this started. I put down some kind of guidelines on where we're going with it. There's going to be, like I said, we're going to drop some yellow down on it next, but we really need to make sure we're getting this core lit up. Like we do not really want to see shadows of things, stuff jumping out like that. We want to make sure it's all pretty dang painted. We don't need that gray left. Any of that gray's got to get covered up. Anywhere where it looks dull at all, we gotta get it to brighten up. Because a flame, it'd be pretty bright, right? And right here at that front end, nozzle itself and everything, it's gonna be lit up. We'll come back with the yellow over top of it, just to make sure it's going to stay nice and bright. And it's funny how light reflects. So if all that area in there is lightened up, then it will lighten it. You can kind of see that in the camera picture as this thing gets to where you almost can't even see what I'm painting. Hey, Mr. McBeardsly. Hello, sir. Working on backlog stuff, trying to get things caught up before we slap another big thing down. Also, I didn't do all the things I was supposed to do this weekend because I got broke off on a gardening project where we burned the earth, and now we're going to till it up and plant plants, which is pretty cool. We did pretty good last year. We had a lot of crops last year that come in. I mean, crops for produce. We made some produce. I said crops like we were, doing anything serious. We were kind of substance farming, I guess. Gonna get down to it, but it was great. It was work, and it tastes great. There's something about those fresh veggies, man. Tastes awesome. Oh yeah. Heck yeah, man. Sweet. Get the hairs cut, and got to go to the museum. There we go. Yeah, that First Nations Museum is really crazy. Yeah, First Americans. That's what it's actually called. I keep saying First Nations, but it's good. It's pretty upfront, man. They don't cut and paste things here. It's upfront about what happened. Fassler Hall, yeah, that's a good one. I've heard it's good. Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't played it. I don't really, unless I'm sick, I don't really play a lot of video games anymore. I'm usually busy painting or something, or gardening, I really dig the gardening. It's a lot of fun. And man, I'll tell you what, fresh tomatoes off the vine, cool. So much better. It's great between both of us. Sorry, but 22 hours in it, cut Saturday night, didn't work at all. That's a lot of video gaming. so this is a light cadmium, or no, it's yeah, cadmium light hue, cadmium yellow light hue is what we're kind of putting on next. Need just a little bit more yet. No, sorry, this one's medium, not light. Cadmium yellow medium hue. If I said light, I was mistaken. I don't know if that's what I said or not, but I think it is. So if I did, I was mistaken. Trying to get the tops of all this. We'll leave a lot of the yellow, a lot of the white in the crevices. I suppose you could probably do this with a dry brush. It might not look quite as good. And there's some places where you're definitely not gonna get in with a dry brush, which is always something to consider. Keep moving back and forth between these crevices, really trying to bring out that glow effect here. Yeah, I've heard Boulder's Gate's real good. Once my kids are all out of this house and moved on in life to other things, I might have more time to play games. My hope is to get some people that want to shake some dice, man. That's what I need to be doing. I need to get some people that want to play some D&D in real life. Not that there's anything wrong with the video games. I think they're awesome, but I do miss shaking them. Yeah. Well, I mean, Boulder's Gates are like that. All the Boulder's Gates are like that. They were really good at, like, you can be evil if you really want to be. There are consequences. Baldur's Gate ones, Earthwind Dale, maybe. Aren't you gonna do anything? Yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't played that one either. I've heard good things about it. Divinity 2. Yeah, it gets back to that same old. I don't have as much time for those things anymore. Kids really change your life in lots of ways. Most of them really good. Most of them really good things. But you do lose a little bit of that time that you had when you were young to just kind of goof off on stuff. Which is part of why I really like having this excuse to come in, paint and chat with people during the daytime. When the kids are not around. Now that I'm semi-retired, definitely retired from my old career. God, I miss chefing. Life moves forward, y'all. You gotta move forward. You cannot sit around and bemoan the past. Gotta keep moving. Very thinly going over these things. Thicker on the tops, and just barely kissing if you can. Other stuff, just little tiny bits of yellow here. Whoosh. Alright, so I'm going to step this up to a deep cadmium. Just very, very tops. And not down in, you don't really need to get down in this area with this. I'm trying to start to stay up here because we want to slowly transition to where that inside yellow is our light cadmium, or the medium, and then deep cadmium is the tops. You're really trying to like eliminate shadows on a three-dimensional object where shadows are like naturally occurring. And you it's interesting. There's lots of ways people do it. And I'll change kind of how I do it depending on exactly what I'm doing. Like where is this flame located? How's it being? Is it being summoned? Is it being shot out of a flamethrower? Like, what is the flame? Is it just a torch? Because all of those react differently. So like torches have a way they glow and the way their fire looks, and it's kind of similar to something like this, but not exactly, because this is being forced out and shot across something, so the way it's gonna light stuff up is gonna be way different than a torch is gonna light stuff up. Now the fire itself, the flames, they're gonna be different. Or not that much different, because they're both emanating from they're both materializing and coming from a single source. When you're talking about like magic looks a little different. If you're doing like magical flames and stuff, it can look different. Especially because like magical flames, you can start changing colors and stuff. Feels like I should have painted another white coat on this before I started this yellow stuff. From the very get-go. Never did. It wasn't bright enough from the start. Finally getting some of these holes to lighten up enough for us. I should put this on the miniature holder, but it's currently occupied with the paladin. I'm afraid of touching that thing because I'm afraid I'm going to break it again. Well, definitely, it's definitely going to be better once we get that other stuff put on there. There we go. this level, we really want that all to be this cadmium medium. So we'll come right back over that white cadmium, and we'll come back with the medium cadmium, and we'll come back with the D. And then we're going to put some yellow or some orange on it. Golly, that's a process. Love a good flushiness. Four buttons. Let's go outside. You ain't for them streets, but. Okay, hear my cat meowing. He's like, I am for them streets. Not out of here, man. We got like coyotes and shit. Actually, more like foxes. He'd probably be okay, but I don't like letting him out without supervision. In the brightest of cats, you know. Got a little stupid. Okay, almost to our next color. Again, almost back to where I thought I was earlier. What the heck is that? Some hard yellow, something I picked up somewhere. I don't like letting broccoli out anymore without supervision. One day she decided she was adventurous. Our neighbors have dogs all around us. Yeah, you don't want them jumping in the wrong yard with the wrong dogs. now, of course, the dog wants in. I told her I wasn't going to let her in when she started barking this early. I told her she didn't listen. I know everyone is shocked. The dog is forever jumping into my show. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. AirTag collar. Yeah. That's a real good idea. Okay, now I have a cadmium orange somewhere. We were using it the other day. There it is. Cadmium orange. Just running up the cadmium scale. Somewhere here, we'll start transitioning into orange on the tops. Oh, probably gonna go full orange by the time we get that tip. And again, you could try to clean that off a bit. Okay, that's funny. Our cats won't get in the cat backpack. I mean, they will, but they won't go outside on it. It's weird. Butt's the only one that'll get into it, really. Occasionally Octavia, but they only get into it when it's inside. Do not get into it, into the cat backpack when it is time to be outside in it. They're not happy. You're definitely exploring kitties. And you can see how you could do this with, like I said, you could do this with a dry brush if you were so inclined. I've seen people do it with an airbrush. That seems like way more work than I want to do. That seems complicated. I'm okay at airbrushing, but the idea of trying to airbrush edges like this seems daunting. There barks the dog again, barking at the door like a tragedy, barking at the door trying to play my emotions. Okay. Getting there. She getting irritated. That bark was irritated. Why don't you let me in? Told you when I let you out, you were going to be out there for a minute. Didn't want to listen, pupper. Don't act indignant now. Like I said, there's some places in this you are definitely not going to be able to get to with a dry brush. You're going to have to break out your hairy stick. What? Cat. No. I'm almost done for today. I'm almost done. For today, I'm almost done. Oh god, y'all. But I'm trying to finish this. Anyway, you guys can see the flames starting. It's starting to look like a flamethrower. Floosh! Just good. Yeah, I wish my cat the buttons likes to lay in it when it's in the house, but like, and he'll like hang out in it. Octavia will get in it sometimes, but not like all the time. What, buddy? What? I'm going in a minute. A few more minutes. I'm almost done. Oh, come on, you big old baby. It's just what you wanted. I'm pretty sure you just want me to let that dog in. You're such a pest. You're a pest. He is. So anyway, now you can see it from distance, and you can see how it really does look like he's shooting flame. Floosh. Okay, well, that's all. I'm telling you, that's what I thought. I'm over here butter me up. You're just trying to get me to let that dog in, and I told her I wasn't going to let her in till my show was over. My show ain't over yet. So, that dog's going to have to wait. I told her. Anyway, I'm going to go let this dog in. I hope you guys have all had a great day, or all have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the little bits we got done today. We'll probably, I'm gonna try to get this printer back up. I gotta replace the FEP, and then get this thing printed, and then we'll be back on print it on the bigger pieces soon. It's coming. I gotta get it done, but I wanted to get this stuff off my bench, so I don't know. I might just finish it off screen. Or I might just do like a little bit of that and a little bit of this. Depends on how things go with the printer. And that's about it. About all I got. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day. If I don't see you for the rest of the week, I hope you have a great week. If you're new around here, give us a like and subscribe. We like that stuff. Highly motivating. The liking and the subscribing. It definitely. I was like, oh man, I don't have anything to do today. Oh, I should have done this. I felt really like awful about it. But then I was like, nah, man, we got like a gang of new subscribers this last week. We need to put on shows. Keep up with the shows. Keep up with the shorts. It's how you do it. So we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow to goof off, and mess around with some painting stuff and some hobby stuff. We'll just see whatever it is I decide I'm gonna do. So it'll probably. I don't want to make any guarantees. My hope is to have all this Trench Crusade stuff wrapped up by tomorrow, but we'll see. Either way, I'll show it off on the live, and then you'll definitely see a spin of it. Should at least show how that green stuff works, so everybody can kind of see that. Green stuff is interesting, but it's really cool. I mean, you should learn how to use it. It's fun. It's a fun thing to learn how to use, and it works really well. It's great. So we got all that. Anyway, I think that's all I got. Be good to each other. Be good to somebody. Go be good to somebody. I promise. It'll make your life better. Even if you don't even know if that being nice did anything for them. You'll be like, oh, I did something nice today. I'm not a bad person. And can help you feel like you're not a horrible person all the time. Which is good for me. That's what I do. Try to be nice to people. They don't always let me. Sometimes they just insist on you being not nice. Which is a good time to walk away. So I highly recommend that. Anyway, I think I filled up. Yep, there we go. I filled up over an hour. So anyway, we're gonna take off. We'll talk to you guys later. Be good to yourself and to others. Yep, definitely. Enjoy your day. Have a good one.